Hi everyone. So a few days ago, I posted my breakup playlist on my stories. And since then, I've been getting a lot of messages and things with all of you who are going through a breakup in this time. So I wanted to come on here and share some tips with you to help you navigate through this really emotional time. A bit of a disclaimer is I have gone through multiple breakups and a divorce as well. And I am not sharing this from a place where I'm completely beyond it. I'm over it. I'm still in the messy middle. So this is not perfect or poised, and I'm sure I'll learn more things along the way. But if you wanted to come and meet me here in the messy middle and learn some of the things as I'm going through it, here we are. I want to start by saying that when you're going through something like this, your emotions are going to be everywhere. You can just expect that. Sometimes you'll be feeling really low. When you are, I personally suggest crying on the kitchen floor instead of the bathroom floor, because in the kitchen there are snacks. So when you're done crying or in the middle of crying, you can at least have some snacks to comfort you. There are other days when you're going to be feeling really good and empowered and confident and Beyonce energy. That's great. And there will be some days when you are feeling all of that at once. In the morning, you're feeling really low. And then by the end of the day, you're super empowered. You start off super empowered and you go really low, or you go really low, you're super empowered, and then you're really low again, all in one day. So just know that you're riding this emotional wave. These emotions are being detoxed from you. So you don't have to make meaning out of every single emotion that comes up. Just allow yourself to give yourself what you need as you're physically feeling them and move through. Some things that will help as you're moving out and letting go of emotions. The first one, embrace anger. Like I posted a few days ago, your anger is your worth speaking to you. And actually, anger is a very important part of the forgiveness process, not just forgiving the other person, but also forgiving yourself, because anger is what makes sure that this will never happen again. You have to get angry in order for forgiveness not to just be, oh, well, it's okay, and give it permission for the cycle to continue. Anger burns things to the ground. It transforms energy and it ends cycles. So anger is very important, but it is your responsibility to feel it, not to put it on other people. So some things that will help with that are actually physical movement. It will help you physically move this old energy out of your body. Going on a run, even going on a walk, anything, lifting weights. Boxing is great. Being able to punch things, that's really helpful. Whatever helps you get it out. And then crying is also extremely helpful in this time. One thing to know is your tears do have like salt water in them, and salt water is actually cleansing for your aura. So when you're crying, you actually are cleansing yourself physically. And when you're crying, you may notice what I noticed with my divorce is I used to cry all the time in my old relationship because it was physically and emotionally abusive. And I would cry and I'd be like, okay, I've cried. I can get through another week or another 3 days before I need to cry again. But I know that it was just buying myself time. When we finally ended the relationship, I would cry and I realized, oh my God, it's releasing. I don't need to cry about that again because the cycle is done. Like I just let that go. I don't have to wait for it to come back again. So let it actually release out of you instead of circling back around. If you're crying constantly in your current relationship, that's a clue. Sometimes your tears can also be like magnifying glasses. What is going on there? Something's off. And I also have a new rule now as I'm dating. If I cry about a person 2 times, we're done. So that's just what I'm learning as I go through this process. And go at your own pace and give yourself time to grieve in between. A lot of times we've been taught in breakups that when you're breaking up, you should just throw it all out at once. Like throw out all the possessions, get rid of your wedding ring, change your last name, do this, do that. Whether it's a divorce or just a breakup, you're like, I gotta get rid of everything now. Go at your own pace. You don't have to throw everything out at once. It took me 3 weeks to take our wedding photos down off the walls. And when I did that, I had to cry. And it takes you time. Too much change isn't great for your nervous system. You have to give it space to adjust in between. So trust your own pace, regardless of what anyone else says. And just know that throughout this, you're also going to be grieving the person that you used to be in that relationship. Something that I will tell you is the real you is so much better than that person that you became for this relationship. And you will find that out. And one way to help finding that out is to do something to reclaim your desire, like what you want. Like an example of that could be eating what you want, like go to the grocery store, go to the cereal aisle and like pick out any fucking cereal you want, not just the gluten-free fancy ones. Like go with some Captain Crunch, make yourself an entire cake and eat it. Or, don't do that. Or just what's something you always wanted to do that you couldn't before? Like embrace and embody that freedom. And actually, when it comes to desire, sex really is a part of that. So doing something that helps you feel sexy is so helpful. I know if some of you have seen the videos that I've posted, I haven't danced since I was like 7 years old. And I decided in ballet, and I decided to go to this like sexy dance class, but it has been the most empowering thing for me because it didn't just like connect me to my sexy, it connected me to that energy of desire. It helped me learn to reconnect myself to what do I want again, instead of always considering another person. It really helps you feel free and attract that as well. Also, don't hide in this time as much as you may want to. Say yes to your friends. Surround yourself with good friends. My best friend literally saved my life in all of this. She was the one that when I hit the ground, I'd written for months and months in my journals, like, I'm not sure if this is abuse. Does it really count? Like your brain tries to justify it. I was like, I just need someone to tell me. And I'd had people who I really respected come to me and say like, hey, something's wrong here. I don't think it's right. But they would never say the word. I remember after the last fight we had, I came in to my office, I hit the ground bawling, and boom, my phone buzzes and I get a voice memo from my best friend. And she said, like, I don't care if you don't want to be friends with me after this or whatever this means for us, but I need to tell you that you are in an abusive relationship. And that's exactly what I needed to hear to be able to leave. And my best friend was giving me all of this unconditional love that I wasn't getting in my current relationship. She's the person that sends me flowers and chocolates when I'm having a bad day, and she lives in a completely different state. We talk every day. Like, this energy of unconditional love can come from other places too. So allow yourself to feel that. One of the most helpful things for me when I was going through my divorce and getting to the point where I knew I needed the divorce is cacao. Cacao is a plant medicine and it's a heart opener, and it came into my life at the exact same timing that everything, it had been falling apart for a while, but that everything was really reaching ahead. It gave me the space, a ceremony space for myself that was just for me to reconnect to myself and my heart. And regardless of anyone else around you, you have to know that you are your best ally in this. It helped me reconnect with the energy of unconditional love again, because cacao vibrates at the energy of unconditional love. So it helped me feel what that was again versus what I had been experiencing. And it helped me imagine new possibilities and strengthen my heart so that I could move with courage as I stepped forward into my new life. So cacao, I cannot recommend enough. I do lead private one-on-one ceremonies if you're interested, but I also do a community cacao ceremony every month. So keep your eye out for that as well if you want to join at a lower cost and really have a community to hold you and witness you and see you as you're moving through this. Of course, there are also some other resources that can be helpful. There are some books that were really helpful to me that I have here, and I will list these all below so that you have the resources. But the first book that really helped me when it comes to setting boundaries for myself and coming back to me was this book. It's by Nawja Zebian. It's called Welcome Home. And it's really about making your body your home again. And it takes you room by room, like compassion and forgiveness. And really, it gives you so many exercises and activities to use. This is my favorite book on boundaries that I have ever seen, and reclaiming yourself. So highly recommend starting with this one so you have a solid foundation. And then things can get heavy. This book I love. It's called Untamed. It's by Glennon and Doyle. And if you can tell from the cover, it's crazy, it's amazing, and it's helpful and inspiring, but it's light at the same time. It makes you laugh. And laughter is such medicine when you're going through a breakup. You don't need to be heavy all the freaking time. This is helpful, and it's helpful in showing you, allowing you to give yourself permission to want something that you haven't experienced yet. So, huge. The third book that was really helpful for me was this one, Call of the Wild. This is a somatic healing book. And especially for people who have experienced abuse in relationships, and most likely if in relationships, also in childhood. This is so helpful in physically embodying your boundaries and reclaiming your anger in a sacred way and listening to yourself and your body. It just gets you back into that state and out of your head and into your body. Highly recommend. Again, it gives you exercises to help with that as you're going through it. The last book is going to be hella triggering for some of you. It was for me. I didn't want to get it because of the title, but it's called Codependent No More. This is a fucking Bible. It's by Beattie. And the subtitle is How to Stop Controlling Others and Start Caring for Yourself. This is huge. This is about coming back to yourself and your needs and really divorcing. Someone's body put it this way in a recent session, divorcing the self you became to please everybody else and coming back to you. That's really what I felt this helped me with, and has helped me so much moving forward. And then, of course, the last resource is my breakup playlist, which I will link below on Spotify for those days when you just need to get pissed and angry and you want to feel like a badass. This is for you. There's some Beyonce on there. We got it all. So I hope this helps. Again, if you have any tips that you want to share as you're going through the messy middle of a breakup or anything, please comment and share them below. I know we could all use them. The biggest thing is to come back to yourself. Trust yourself. Don't listen to other people more than you listen to you. Listen to you again. Remember what you want and what you need. And it's a journey. It's a process. It's a wild ride. And it's certainly an adventure. But I am sending so much love to all of you who are going through breakups or who have been through a breakup. And I hope this helps. So much love.